Hey guys, Doug the Michigan Piper here, and kind of piggybacking on Mick, the Aussie Piper's video. He did a 1 year pipe smoking video, and him and I came into pipe smoking about the same time. So I was just thinking about this the last couple of weeks, like, well, should I do one? Should I not do one? And he did his. Was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and jump on there too. And if you look in the bucket down below, I'm gonna have his in there as well. And I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about Mick. If you have not heard me talk about Mick, great guy to listen to. Just one of those guys that you can sit and listen to for a long time. So give him a shout out, or give him a look up if you don't know who he is. Today, some medley tea, excuse me, and some sinus drainage as well. But what I have as far as housekeeping goes is the very first pipe I ever bought, which is my Dr. Grabo Savoy. And in it is the very first tobacco I smoked, which was Captain Black. And there's a little story behind that because Pete from Pete's Pipe Craft, and you guys might have heard me talk about this before, had sent me some stuff. And this was last year when the post office was horrifically slow. And I couldn't wait for it to come in. It had been like 2 or 3 weeks. And so finally I went out and bought this stuff. He actually sent me a pipe, which is up here. Sorry if I'm turning my back on the camera. But this is a Molina 9mm filter in that. And that did eventually come back in, obviously. But yeah, he sent that. He sent that, but I couldn't wait. So I went over and bought a buddy of mine. I think I got him a Dr. Grabo Duke, and I got me this Savoy. So, and the funny part is, you guys, it's a year later. This is still one of my favorite smokers. This is one of my go-tos if I have a new tobacco to try. This is what I try it in most of the time. Yeah, it's still one of my go-tos. As far as the Captain Black goes, not one of my go-tos anymore. However, I do still smoke it every once in a while. The reason it's not my go-to is not necessarily because I don't want to smoke it. It's just that there's some stuff out there like RLP6 has a little bit more body to it than Captain Black does. But again, if I'm out of town and Captain Black's all I got, Captain Black's what I'm smoking. It's not a bad blend at all. And I can say, as far as lessons learned and whatnot, I can say that one of the biggest ones is I wish I would have stuck with the codgers a little bit more. I just sucked everything up so much, trying to catch up with everybody else instead of doing it in my own time. I think I set myself back. I can tell you that, I didn't have the depth or the, excuse me, the, trying to say the experience to pick things out. And I still don't with a lot of that stuff. You guys heard me talk about that before. I think if I had stuck with the Codgers a little bit more to use that as a base, and if you're not familiar with Codgers, Codgers are basically, it's like the old days, most of them, the old days aromatics. They're not quite as topped as today's aromatics are. I mean, there's some Englishes out there too, I believe, but for most of them were topped with something. And if I had stuck with those, I think a little more, it would have been a little bit easier. Obviously today's wetter aromatics give you tongue bite more. I kind of wish I had come across Carter Hall a little bit sooner. Because that's becoming a staple in my cache at this point. But I think all in all, the biggest thing I've learned over the past year is to stop chasing everybody else. And you could use that as a life lesson, I guess. But it's just you see all these guys in PAD and TAD, tobacco acquisition disorder and pipe acquisition disorder, trying to, it's like, oh, I like that one though, and okay, now I'm going to buy that one next time I get some money, or I'm going to get to that one, or I'm going to order this or I'm going to order that. And Spurgeon Piper was doing an interview the other day, and forgive me, I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember the guy he was interviewing from down south. He's got his own store. It was a really good interview. I'll put that link down in the bucket as well. But they were talking about how there's a certain amount of contentment that's missing in pipe smoking today, and I think there's some truth to that. I chasing all this stuff, I think I've set myself back a little bit more. So I finally come to that realization, and now it's slowing down, enjoying what I have. That's the key. And then if I don't want to go with Englishes, then hey, I don't like smoking Englishes. Or if I don't want to stick around the aromatics, then hey, big deal. It's nobody's going to be out there throwing stones at me. At least they shouldn't be. And every once in a while you'll hear somebody does it, but for the most part, 99% of the guys in the YTPC or any pipe smoking community are okay with it's like, hey, you do you, right? So I think that at this point, I will say that when I came over a year ago, it was from vape pipes, and I haven't touched my vape pipes. As a matter of fact, it's sitting up there on the right there, and that is the one that my son got me, and I haven't touched it other than to pick it up to show somebody. I picked up pipe vaping because I wanted to have that flavor and have that nostalgia, and it did give that to me. So if you're not a pipe smoker and you don't really want to take up the smoking habit, and you think about doing with vaping, it's perfectly acceptable. However, there's very few things that come over for me, and Mick might have a totally different answer to that question, but for me, there's very few things that come over from vaping a pipe versus smoking on a pipe. And they're just, to me, this tobacco pipes are just so much more rewarding and so much more in depth. And believe it or not, I think a little less messy. I seem to get my vape juice all over the place. It just wasn't. So yeah, I haven't touched that thing in quite some time and have no plans on going back to it. Nothing against guys that vape, but that's just I think in my past now. So yeah, year later, I think I'm doing all right. I can tell you that this community, what I've learned from this community is phenomenal, and the generosity of this community is phenomenal. It's just, and not just talk about me getting stuff. I'm not talking about any of that, other than just to say you watch and you see it's like guys sending guys pipes, guys sending guys all kinds of tobaccos, having auctions for each other. Just everything under the sun in the realm of generosity, and that in itself is just such a cool thing. And then for me personally, the faith aspect of it, it's nice to see that a lot of the guys in the pipe community have a strong faith in God, and not that I don't watch the guys that don't. I'm not judgmental, and whatnot, but it is nice to know that there's guys out there that are praying for you, or that if they need prayer, they can rely on you for that. So guys, the whole thing, all in all, I'm really glad I did it. And we'll see where it takes me. I don't know if I'll do a 2-year or a 5-year or whatever, but that's where I'm at right now. So if you have been involved in that, as far as my journey thus far, I want to thank you personally for all you guys. And I kind of want to name some guys, but I know if I do, I'm going to forget somebody. So let me just say that you guys that are out there that have talked to me, whether text or email or mail or phone, or whatever. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for helping me, because trust me, there's been some times I've been absolutely frustrated. I mean, just to the gills with frustration, trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong, and trying to grab stuff and figure it out. So I appreciate you guys greatly. So guys, at that, I'm going to finish smoking this because I am enjoying it, and I'm going to check out some more videos and hope you do the same thing. So I hope you're all doing well. Until next time, you take care.